and welcome back to another episode of The Canning Nana. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite Christmas cookies called brown butter cookies. These cookies are absolutely amazing and they melt in your mouth. No kidding, these melt in your mouth. They are so good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the ingredients to make one batch, and I'm actually going to be doubling the batch when I do it. But here are the ingredients that you're going to need for these really super simple cookies. But you have to be precise in your measurements. Otherwise, one little bit off and they won't come out right. The dough won't stick together. So here's the recipe. For one batch, you need 2 sticks of butter, a half a cup of light brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla, 1½ cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and you're going to need some coarse sea salt to put on top of your cookies when you're done. Preheat your oven to 325. Now, I brown my butter in my cast iron pan right here. So I'm going to start doing that, and if you don't know how to brown butter, you cook your butter at a very low heat, or melt your butter at a very low heat, and you stir constantly until you get, it'll begin to caramelize, and you'll smell it, and it'll smell nutty. It'll have this nutty, good flavor to it. So, and then you'll see little brown bits at the bottom of the pan. When you start to see those brown bits at the bottom of the pan, you know that the butter is done browning. Don't overcook it. You don't want to burn it. You want that scrumptious, nutty butter flavor. So I'm going to start, and I will show you what the brown butter looks like at the last stage when I'm done. I decided to change pans so that I can show you what brown butter looks like when it's done. So I'm going to be stirring this. This is how you stir it. And you don't want to put it on too high of a heat, but you do want to continuously stir. You see how it separates there in the bottom? This will start to get brown. And it'll begin to give a nutty odor to it. A really good smell that you're gonna know is different from butter. It smells really good. You just stir until this gets brown. And let me stir this a little bit more, and then I'll come back. Stirring the butter, you continuously stir it. You keep it at a low heat. And you see the foam, you're going to get foam. And as the butter browns, that foam will go away, and it will start to clear out. And you'll start to see brown bits at the bottom. You can see them now forming. Brown bits. Now that is what you want. The butter, when it browns, has a distinct nutty flavor. It smells really good. Continue to stir until you get the brown bits. Okay, you can see it bubbling, and I'm starting to get the brown bits at the bottom. Let's see if I can show you. You hear that? That's what you want the butter to do. So you want to continuously stir. And there we have brown bits at the bottom. I think you guys can see that through the camera. So once you get your brown butter all brown and smelling nutty, you want to put it into a bowl and let it cool down. And then I'll show you what to do from there. Make sure you have the brown bits at the bottom, but don't overburn it, don't overcook it. You don't want burnt butter, you just want browned butter. Be patient with it. It does take a little while, but these cookies are oh so worth it. So, After we put it in our bowl and let it cool, I'll come back and show you the next process. I think you can see a little bit clearer now, the brown bits. See that? That's what we want, those brown bits in there. Okay, so once your butter is browned, we're going to put it in a bowl. And I'm going to do that right now. And all that foam will go away, so don't worry about it. Okay, so here we have our browned butter in the bowl, cooled. And when it's cooled, it will get a little bit thicker. There you go. Now, you don't have to wait. I waited overnight to do this. You do not have to wait overnight, just as long as the butter is cooled. When you add the rest of the ingredients, it will work fine. So we're going to add our flour, our sugar, and our baking powder. And the first thing I'm going to add will be the brown sugar. Now again, I'm only one person, and I'm having trouble recording this. I think you can tell I'm losing my voice again too. So I'm putting the sugar in there, and I'm just going to work the sugar in. And once I get that worked in, I will bring you back. Okay, so here we go. The brown sugar is mixed in, and it is light and fluffy. Now for the hard part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take our baking soda and put it inside of our flour. And I'm going to mix that up a little bit. And then I'm going to add a little by little to our dough. And you mix that in until you have a ball of dough that does not stick to the sides of the bowl. And I will show you that in just a minute. Okay, so here I am. Here's the second little batch of flour. And I'm just mixing it in. It's kind of hard to do here because I don't have anything to hold the bowl while I film. But you just want to turn it over, mix it all in, and it doesn't seem like it will all mix in, but it will, and it will form a nice dough. See that? You just push it down, and see that dough forming? Now, you're going to be tempted to eat the dough. And you can. There's no eggs in this dough. But if you do, I have a warning. You won't have enough for the cookies because this dough is amazing, just like the cookies. But you will get a sense of what the cookies are going to taste like. So I'm going to finish doing this since I'm kind of one-handed. Let's see. There we go. Okay, and it's all ready to add some more. So I'll bring you back when that's all done. Okay, so all of the flour is now mixed into the bowl. Now at this point, if you have a KitchenAid, you can certainly use it. I have a KitchenAid, and my KitchenAid is being used for something else right now. But I do use the KitchenAid on low to mix this together. But the way that I was taught, clean hands in the bowl, mixing it together. And that's what I'm going to do for this. You can get a sense of the consistency, and if you need to add a little bit more, maybe melted butter, which you shouldn't, you certainly can, and just a little bit of regular melted butter will bring it all together. But honestly, if you follow the directions correctly, this dough, you should be able to form it, and it'll stay together, and that's what you want to look like. That's what you want it to look like. Just like that. Okay, and that's pretty much what your cookies are going to look like too. So I'm going to finish mixing this together into a dough, and then I'll show you how to form the cookies, which is very important. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, so I have done 2 of the cookie balls. Here's our dough all together, and it's a soft dough. It's an oily dough because of the butter, which is good because when you're making your little dough balls like this, you want to roll them together in your hands. Let me see if I can get the camera just right so you can see. I take a little bit off. Oops, hold on. And roll it around until it forms a ball, just like that. Now, you don't want them too big. These will be the size of your cookies. They'll flatten a little bit. And you want to put them on a tray. Remember to preheat your oven at 325. And right now we're going to get some sea salt and put them on top once we put them in the tray. But I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Okay, so I have a little bowl of my sea salt, and I have my cookies on my cookie sheet. Yes, I need new cookie sheets. These are very well loved cookie sheets. And I use them very often. And I do clean them. They burn in this oven that I have. So what you want to do is you put the sea salt just on top like that. You sprinkle it, press it down a little bit. You don't want to put too much, but this is going to be your salt, because these are brown butter cookies with sea salt. And you don't put too much, and that's all you do. You do this for all of your cookies, and you bake at 325 for 14 minutes for my oven. Now, the first time that you do this, you really need to watch, because when the cookies are almost done, they're going to start to crack just a little bit. You don't want them to crack all the way. When they're done, they don't look like they're done. So you have to be really careful. They will get done on the bottom. They'll brown on the bottom, but they won't look, they'll look just like this on the top. And maybe a little bit browner and cooked, but you have to take them out at just the right time, and you're going to have to experiment for that with your own oven, because all ovens are different. And it took me a while, because my original recipe said to cook for 21 minutes. Well, with this oven, I only have to cook for 14 minutes. Exactly 14 minutes, and they come out perfect. So you just experiment, and I will show you when they're almost done, and when I take them out, what they look like. Here are the cookies when they come out of the oven. You want to let them set for just a couple minutes. These are done. They flatten just a little bit. You want to let them set, and then you're going to put them on a wire rack to cool for at least 15 minutes before bagging them, if you're bagging or packaging them. I'll show you the finished product in just a little bit. Here are the finished cookies. Enjoy. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment box below. And I will help you the best I can to make your cookies turn out just like these. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.